Hey, hey! Woo! Welcome back to Talk to the Hand Review. I hope I have something interesting for you. I guess we'll find out. But first, let me take off my glasses. Come on now. We are, well, I am, whatever. Well, we're Talk to the Hand Reviews. I'm Bold and Reviews Lady, and I'm here to show you some perfumes, Go ahead and sub if you feel like it. Let me get a look at you. You look marvelous. Did you know that? Without further ado, I haven't done any men's fragrance reviews in a little bit. Without further ado, adieu? That's goodbye in French, isn't it? Without further ado, like much ado about nothing. From the Shakespeare, Lagerfeld! Oh my gosh! Lagerfeld, they call it Lagerfeld Classic now. This is my husband's bottle. He's had it for a long, long time, and he wears fragrances, but he doesn't really wear that much fragrance now because we work from home, and I'm a little sensitive to fragrance now, more than I used to be. But Lagerfeld, Lagerfeld Classic, ain't nothing else like it. Okay, now if you're around my age, which is, you can probably guess, I don't even have to tell you, you can probably tell. Oh, okay, let me tell you about this fragrance. If you're my age, you probably had boyfriends, maybe your dad, maybe your grandfather even, maybe you had maybe your husband, maybe your uncles, maybe someone you knew. Almost every guy I've ever known has worn this fragrance at some point or another. Of course, nothing like as well as my husband wears it, because he wears it extremely well. But this, to me, this is a smell that a lot of us had for things like our first dates. The guy would have been wearing. Take a minute now and remember your first date, unless it was bad. And then, in that case, wipe it away from your memory. But this fragrance, to me, there's just like nothing. If there were one men's fragrance in the world left, I'd be all right if this were it. I know that tobacco is part of it, and I do like tobacco and fragrances, but this just smells to me like, it just smells really, really sexy and really sensual, and it's the sexiest men's fragrance there is. Now they say, I can't get it to, I can spray it or it won't spray. It sprays, but I've got. And by the way, Karl Lagerfeld designed the bottle. Kind of a funny little additional thing is that someone mentioned that they used it in Scarface. It was like behind, I forget the main character's name, but it was like behind him on the counter. And it just gave this idea that, somebody in that movie was wearing this, and I certainly can believe it. So I gathered up a little bit of information about it. It was the first fragrance to bear Karl Lagerfeld's name. It came out in 1978. The swingin' 78s. Right towards the end of middle towards the end of the disco era, which is a shame. I love disco. I'll always love it. Speaking of disco, let's have a little dance break. I need your love. I I need your love. Okay. Ron Winnegrad was the nose. He created, I think, probably a lot of fragrances, but I only know for sure two well-known fragrances. Armani by Giorgio Armani and Love's Baby Soft. Can you believe it? Love's Baby Soft? That was like a lot of us, our first fragrance, our first perfume we ever had. We can thank Mr. Winnegrad for all those fragrances. Okay. By the way, Karl wore this fragrance, Karl Lagerfeld, and he even carried a bottle. He carried a bottle around in his duffel bag, and he got a lot of female models wearing it because he had it on him all the time, and he would, and he got them to start actually using the fragrance. So I would say it's kind of, I feel it could be a shared fragrance, you know, a unisex fragrance, but it's a bit more on the masculine side. So if you're looking for something, if you want to wear something that's a men's fragrance, but that, you know, and you're a woman, I would say it's a little more on the masculine side, but it's definitely still really, I think you can pull it off if you want to, if you're a woman. Okay, but in the slim chance that you've never smelled the fragrance, oh, by the way, a lot of people have said, though, mine's classic. A lot of people have said that some of the newer ones don't smell the same, that they've been changed a lot, etc., 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 etc. But I don't know about that because I haven't smelled the new versions. I'm only reporting on the classic, which you could probably still find in the marketplaces now. Okay, what does it smell like? What's it smell like? What's it smell like? Okay. According to Fragrantica, they have such good insights and information there. These are some of the fragrances that other people felt were similar to Lagerfeld Classic or Lagerfeld. Let me see. Now this is weird. 49 people thought it smelled like Shalimar for women. I know Shalimar for women because I worked for Guerlain for a while. Shalimar is a great fragrance, but I wouldn't say they're similar. Well, what would it be? There's probably some ingredient that people think, but I can't think of what it would be. Maybe vanilla. No, is there vanilla? Well, anyways, 49 people thought it smelled like women's Shalimar. Okay. Oh darn, I made a mistake. I made that one first, but I want to do the first one. Was 88 people thought it smelled like Obsession for Men. Obsession for Men. I can totally see that. That's another one my husband wears that he's worn for a long time that I really like on him. And I'd say almost positively, if you like Obsession for Men, you're gonna like Lagerfeld. 26 people thought it smelled like Homme, Karl Lagerfeld Homme. I think I have a miniature of that, but I haven't opened it yet. A vintage one I've been holding on to since the 80s. Sometime I'll open that on this channel. 32 people thought it smelled like Jovan Musk, which has also been around forever, and it's a nice musk fragrance. I like it. I don't really wear it. I'm not really that into musk fragrances, but I would say it is actually a nice fragrance, and I would say, sure, it kind of smells a little bit like Lagerfeld. 19 people felt it was like BoisdeVanille by Montale. So that's, you know, a newer niche fragrance company that you're actually probably more likely to know what that smells like than what the original Lagerfeld smells like. And then a couple other ones that are just honorable mention. 16 people thought it smelled like Must de Cartier. I used to wear Must de Cartier. It's a really heady, strong women's fragrance. If you like that, you probably will like Lagerfeld, and you probably could wear Lagerfeld if you're a woman. But I do kind of think it's mainly a men's fragrance. For me personally, I'm probably never going to wear it as a women's fragrance. And 19 people thought it was like Timeless from Avon. I know that fragrance, but I don't care for it. But sure, I would say kind of similar. But I was surprised there were so many women's fragrances that people thought it smelled like. I wasn't expecting that at all. Hey. So there's just a couple of other things here I wanted to share with you that people said about Karl Lagerfeld at his passing. Basically words of goodbye from the fashion and entertainment communities. I think I got this from Fragrantica. From designer Anna Sui. Karl Lagerfeld has been a big inspiration throughout my career. I fondly remember the Art Deco dresses he designed for Chloe, seen in Andy Warhol's film L'amour, and the Linda Evangelista Chloe ads. I remember the denim/glitter Chanel boucle suits, and the endless variations of Chanel jewelry. The crosses and chains. There are so many iconic moments that made you dream and desire. That was Anna Sui. This from Tom Ford. I will miss Karl. I will miss just knowing that Karl is somewhere in the world designing and quipping as he always has. He seemed permanent, a fundamental part of fashion and of the world. It is strange that he is no longer with us. I'm deeply sad that he's gone. That was Tom Ford. And Katy Perry says, there will never be another like Karl Lagerfeld. He was sassy and kind all at the same time. A wicked sense of humor with a gorgeous heart of gold. I'm sure the angels just got a bit more chic. May you rest in peace, darling. And that was Katy Perry. And from House of Chloe, Karl brought a vision of femininity to Chloe that remains ever present in our hearts today. We are forever grateful for his 25 years with the Maison. From his softly feminine, slightly irreverent designs to his strong visual instinct, he has inspired every designer at Chloe. He will be remembered with enduring affection. House of Chloe. Here we go, y'all. Psychedelic Gents time. It's the end of my video about Lagerfeld Classic for men. I hope you liked it, and I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll come back and see me again and again, as long as you like fragrances. I'm Bold Reviews Lady. I look forward to seeing you again next time. And I hope you have an awesome day, an awesome week. I hope you move around, move your face. Did you ever do that, move your face around? It's good exercise, actually. It's surprising once you start doing that, you realize how much you don't move your face that much. Like, wow, I don't know if I've ever moved my face quite like that. Anyways, okay, I'll see you next time. Bye! Ha 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 ha.